Alright, we're here for round one. I won the roll and I am going to play first. Alright, this hand's fine. It's got some nice threats. It's got a turn 2 Prism, which I can then ramp, play, of course, Skyfisher, or I can just play a Squadron Hawk, depending on what kind of deck he is. I like this. I'm not gonna mulligan. I would like to have some removal in this hand, but that's okay. We're going to lead off with an Ancient Den. Normally I'd lead off with a Mountain, but I want to make sure that I can get my Galvanic Blast artifact count up, if he's Affinity. Turns out he is not Affinity, he is Delver. So given that he's Delver, I think I want to go ahead and just resolve a Squadron Hawk. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm grabbing 2 Squadron Hawks because I don't want to discard. Delver not flipping is pretty good news for me, I think. Ooh, no, he has Delver Fiend. Or, no, Delver Control. Okay. Alright, that means we're going to play it. It was a little bit of a suboptimal line, man. I probably should have played the Prism if I knew he was the controlling version of Delver. So how do I want to do this now? I think the only real line to me is play the Prism. Alternately, I could play the Glint Hawk, replay an Ancient Den, and then play a Prism. That might just be the better line. I think I'm going to do that. That way I can block his Delvers or force him to answer a Glint Hawk. The next turn I can play a Skyfisher, bounce the Prism, play my Garrison. It does set me back on land drops though. Otherwise I'm discarding a Guardian of the Guild pack, which is... no, I'm probably just discarding a Squadron Hawk if that's what I'm going to do. Okay, yep. So here's what we're going to do. We'll play a Prism, and then we're going to play a Garrison, and bounce our Mountain, and then we're going to discard... well, I said we'll discard based on what we draw here. It'll probably just be a Squadron Hawk, though. So play the Garrison, bounce the Mountain. I'm going to just discard a Squadron Hawk. I haven't played against this deck yet, so this should be kind of interesting. Alright, Delver's not flipping is very good news for me. It means I've got more time. Still not quite sure what he's playing, actually, though. Alright, well, since we drew the Wellspring, we now get to use our Kuldortha Rebirth, which is pretty sweet. And play our Glint Hawk, which is also pretty sweet. So, alright, let's play our Wellspring. Draw a card. Kuldortha Rebirth, sacrificing the Wellspring. Also draw a card. And then play Glint Hawk, bouncing the Prophetic Prism. Yes. Alright, so gotta keep on hoping to float these Delvers. Or to fade these Delvers, and yep, they did not flip again, which is pretty sweet. Although Seagate Oracle is rather annoying, because now my Goblins can't get through. That's alright though, I can draw any one of 8 burn, or not 8 burn spells, yeah, 8 burn spells or a Journey, to get this to get the Seagate Oracle out of the way. And there's the journey. Debating whether I even want to journey that, though. I don't think I do. I think if I play Guardian of the Guild Pact, he has no answer in his deck to it, in the main deck. But at the same time, if the Delvers flip, then he doesn't need an answer, so... So I think the best line here is actually, I'm going to play the Prism, see what we draw off that. The best line is probably now actually to just journey one of the Delvers. Like, the Goblin tokens would be nice to be able to get through, but I think I need to make sure that if his Delvers flip, that I have a reasonable amount of time to answer them. Here's a Muldrifter, I assume? Yep, okay. And now I still get to resolve my Guardian and play like a Core Skyfisher. Alright, so I have access to 6 mana total, which means, yeah, Guardian and Skyfisher is probably going to be the only play that I can, the best play that I can make here. So let's go ahead and do that. Play the Guardian. Play the Core Skyfisher, bouncing the Prism. And ship the turn back. If I can draw enough removal spells to deal with his Delver and Muldrifter through counter spells, then I think I'm pretty favored. Looks like he's just trying to hit land drops here. Alright. Flame Slash lets him get his Delver and Muldrifter through. Excuse me. But I have more Skyfishers. And a Lightning Bolt. Okay, Firebolt a Goblin. That doesn't actually do anything. Okay, so we're going to play a Prism, draw a card. Play one Skyfisher, bouncing a Prism, replay the Prism, play the Great Furnace, and we're actually going to Flame Slash. We're going to Flame Slash the Delver. And attack with Guardian. It might be correct to leave Guardian back on defense, but I can eventually draw some Kabira Crossroads if I'm not put under any significant pressure here. If he attacks with Oracles, I'm probably just going to chump with Goblins. Alright. Yep, definitely just chumping with Goblins here. I don't want to get within flashback Firebolt range. Or like Lightning Bolt range or something like that. Alright, Bone Splitter's pretty nice, but let's lead off with the Skyfisher. Exclude? Yeah, that's brutal. Let's go ahead and Lightning Bolt the Mulldrifter now, before he gets to draw a card. And then we'll play player Squadron Hawk here. Yeah, we have one more Squadron Hawk in the library, so let's grab that. Play a Bones... Ooh. Okay, well, I guess that works too. We're going to play Bone Splitter and just equip it to a Squadron Hawk. I think we're actually going to ship the turn here. Like I said, I don't want to get within flashback firebolt range. That's that'd be really bad for me. Squadron Hawk gets to trade with Seagate Oracle if he wants to make that trade. I imagine here he just does not attack. There's a lot of live draws too. We've got Kabir Crossroads. It's actually a pretty good draw for me here. I've also got, Glint Hawk would be another good one to draw. Or any of our bouncing artifacts. Or Lightning Bolts. Or even Faithless Looting actually is a decent draw. Let's get another Mulldrifter here. Flashback Firebolt, okay. That's fine. I'm glad he's using that on my dude rather than on me. There's a very timely Lightning Bolt draw there. Play a Squadron Hawk. And we're just going to equip the Bone Splitter to our Guardian now. This deters his further attacks from Oracles. We're leaving this land in my hand too for Faithless Looting purposes. Okay. A journey here seems a little hasty. He's still on a 5-turn clock, and then if he draws a bolt, I lose. Yeah, no, we're just gonna be patient with this journey. Try and exile a Delver or a Mulldrifter. Alright, so back to card drawing. I imagine he probably kept a counterspell, and if that's the case, I need to, well, just keep on drawing cards, apparently. Alright, well, that didn't lead us anywhere. Okay, now we're going to get out carded here. Galvanic Blast is a decent one to draw, but not what we're looking for. Ouch. Yeah, this game becomes a lot better after sideboard 2, where I can bring in Pyroblasts to counter these card advantage, or these ridiculous card advantage cards. So he's just got a fistful of counter spells, which means we're just going to sit here for a little while. I have to imagine him pretty dead here with all the counter spells he has to have in his hand. Or he's just going to firebolt me out, which is also pretty reasonable. Yeah, and here I am just drawing lands. How many firebolts does he have in his graveyard? He's got the one firebolt in his graveyard right now. Okay, Muldrifter. That resolves, and pretty much you win, I think. Man, just can't draw anything but lands, can I? Alright, let's try Journeying the Muldrifter. Wow, that actually worked, okay. Well, it's something. Yeah, if at any point here he draws another Firebolt, I'm just dead. He's only exiled 2, so... He can also just draw a Lightning Bolt and I die. Yeah, Seagate Oracle also means that he can start putting pressure on. I maybe should have been a little bit more aggressive with this Guardian. Not entirely sure here. Yeah, Galvanic Blast, not what I wanted to see. It's just hard to believe with all the cards that he's drawn that I'm not dead yet. Alright, so if he makes the attack now, we're gonna Galvanic Blast. No? No attacks? Okay, well. Let's try to end the turn Galvanic Blast as Muldrifter. Okay, that worked. Guess we'll just ship. Glenhawk, where have you been all my life? Counterspelled. Excluded, probably. Yep. Not surprising at all. How many Muldrifters does he have in here? Serious. 1, 2 Delvers. 1, 2 Muldrifters. I've got a Muldrifter and a Delver exiled, so yeah, maybe he's just looking for a win condition. He doesn't have Lightning Bolts or Fire Bolts that he has left over. Man, Kabira Crossroads would be insane here. Alright, so let's see if we're just dead. And it looks like we are. Yep. Okay, so post sideboard, we're going to bring in all the Pyroblasts. Out of the board, what do we want? Or what do we want out of here? Bone Splitters don't seem very good. They don't do enough by themselves. They do let me attack. They do let my Squadron Hawks attack though. Attack through though. So maybe they are decent. So we're looking for 4 cuts. I know I want the Pyroblasts in here. Journeys, perhaps? Since I kind of want to be the beatdown. And Pyroblast answers anything I'd want to journey anyway. Alright, let's try that out. My gut tells me this is not a good matchup, but we'll see. I do want to play first. Alright, seems fine. We have our turn 2 Squadron Hawk and a lot of burn, so we'll lead off the mountain here so we can Galvanic Blast if he plays a turn 1 Delver. Nope, not going to walk into that, okay. So then we'll play a Squadron Hawk. Grab ourselves a few Hawks. Only grabbing 2 so I don't have to discard, of course. Alright, cool. Delver's going to eat a Flame Slash, I'm sure. Yeah. Delver, you can get Flame Slashed, bro. We'll attack the Squadron Hawk. And then play another Squadron Hawk. Fetching our last. So he knows I have two Squadron Hawks in hand. And 2 Squadron Hawks meets 2 Firebolts. Okay. I think it's pretty reasonable here to just play a Glint Hawk, bounce the Ancient Den, and then replay it for a Squadron Hawk. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I've got some inevitability here with these 3 Galvanic Blasts in my hand that will hopefully be able to answer anything he throws at me. Alright, so he has all the removals. Alright, so let's get in here with Squadron Hawk again. We're going to play this Garrison. Yeah, we're not going to waste any burn just yet. Then play another Squadron Hawk. If this turns a Muldrifter, I'm going to Lightning Bolt it and get in with Squadron Hawks. Yep, it's a Muldrifter. So bolt this thing, attack Squadron Hawks. If I had the next artifact, man, I have 12, 15 points of burn in hand. Another Muldrifter. Oh my god. And this is how these decks beat you. They just chain Muldrifters. Alright, fine. And because I didn't have the right answers at the time, I didn't have Pyroblasts, I'm going to lose. Okay. Just glad it wasn't another Muldrifter. Okay. Finally got the 3rd artifact. So we have a plan. Burn him out. It's not much of a plan, but it is a plan. We're going to set a stop on his upkeep in case this Delver flips. Alright, let's just blast the Delver. And blast it. God, he just never runs out of counter spells. Alright, Yeah, I think this is an unfavorable matchup. Man, I drew the last blast too. Well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to use it. He's going to counter it, of course. I think a preordain pretty much seals the deal here. I'm done. I'm dead. Skyfisher. He can even double bolt it next turn. Well, gotta go for it. We're just dead if this isn't slow. Counterspell? Yeah, sure. I'm dead anyway. I hate to beat myself before I'm done, but his deck is very much better than mine at controlling the game like this. Alright. I'm done with the third Muldrifter's dead, for sure.